James, we are uh, finding a letter that's a little bit different in a lot of ways than some of those that we've read so far, or most of those that we've read so far. So the letter from James, this is a from the author, or from the title, I should say. The letter from James appears to be a general letter written to numerous churches. It's not like some of Paul's letters where, he's addressing a specific situation in Corinth um, or something like that. So there are two prominent Jameses in the New Testament. One was James the disciple, son of Zebedee, the fisherman. But he was martyred in the year 44, so it's unlikely that it was him, just given the approximate date of the composition of this letter. It's more likely that it is the brother of Jesus, James, um, who was a leader in Jerusalem from the year 36 until his martyrdom in 62. So it's likely it's brother of Jesus here that we're reading. So this is written in diatribe style. The way we use the word diatribe in today is often kind of almost in a derogatory way. It's not meant to be it's not a positive thing, but a diatribe um, in Greco-Roman culture was just a style of writing or a style of persuasion. And so the diatribe, James is a diatribe. It's a lot of sort of rapid fire question and answer. Well, what about this? Well, what about that? And sort of answering the writer answering themselves with we'll call that unnamed interlocutor, the person, the imaginary person who's answering um, James's questions. So we see a lot of that in Romans also. So as far as the content of James, it's actually kind of a controversial book of the Bible. So Martin Luther, famous um, Reformation figure in the 1500s, called James an epistle of straw. He thought that James should not have been put into the canon, should not have been put into the New Testament. So Luther thought there was just way too much emphasis on works, not faith. The line that James is probably most famous for is "Faith without works is dead." So Luther said there's too much emphasis on doing good, and that it's he in his view it James sort of laid out the God's plan of salvation as being too much emphasis on doing good or doing or acting the right way, not enough emphasis on the cross and resurrection and things like that. So um, that's Luther's point of view. Perhaps he has some kind of a point there. The epistle only references Jesus twice and does not mention crucifixion or resurrection. It is almost entirely about living well. How does a Christian live? So, it's one of those where I think when you take it in conjunction with the rest of the New Testament or the rest of all of Scripture, really, um, it doesn't negate the rest of Scripture. It just kind of gives us one more lens in or one more book in our library, so to speak, which helps gives us the whole picture. Just some of those concerns of James. Christians shouldn't have partiality toward the rich. Um, there's a sort of piety of self-control and taming the tongue, thinking before you speak. When the trials come, patient endurance, don't speak evil against others, humility, prayer, um, pray with the sick and suffering, acknowledge your own sins, bring sinners back to the truth, that sort of thing. And there's a lot of metaphorical language too in James. So that's James. Really interesting, good book to read, and I hope it's happy reading.